Well, hello friends. Happy late Monday afternoon and welcome to singing our favorite old hymns. A few days ago, I was thinking about our country. I was thinking about how much I miss the America that I grew up in. I was thinking about the freedoms I've always enjoyed, the freedom to worship, the freedom to speak, just the freedom that we've enjoyed for so many years. And I thought about those who have given their lives that we could live like we've lived and enjoy so much. I began to think about the election coming up in a few days. I began to think about all that's at stake. And I began to think how we're all praying that God will intervene, that He will, we just pray that He will save our nation and turn it back to Him and back to the values and the principles upon which it was founded. And I began to think it might be a good time for us to spend a time or two singing some of the patriotic songs that we've sung all of our lives. I began to think about America the Beautiful, and I wonder how many times we've sung it and the places we've been when we've sung it. And I thought it would just be a great thing, because these songs, these patriotic songs, are so much a part of the American spirit, but they're so much a part of us. And I never hear one that I don't have a tremendous sense of being thankful to be an American, just well up inside of me. And so I want us to think about this story. It's just the most unusual story, how God arranged for it to be written. They wrote the words and the music to America the Beautiful, and Katharine Bates, who was a poet, and Samuel Ward, who was a church organist, never met. But the story begins in 1893 when Katharine Bates was 33. She was a poet, and she was a college professor at Wellesley College in Massachusetts. And she had been given the opportunity to go to Colorada Springs the next summer to teach a course. And she decided that she would take advantage of that opportunity. And it was a long train ride all throughout the Heartland of America, a journey that took her from the World's Fair in Chicago to through the wheat fields of Kansas and all the way to the top of Pike's Peak in Colorado. And there on the pinnacle of that mountain, she said the words just floated into my mind. And she wrote them down on paper when she got back to the hotel room later that day. Well, the music that was later set to her poem is quite a different story. Samuel Ward had spent a wonderful day at Coney Island with friends and family. And he was on the ferry back home to his home in Newark. And he, being a composer, the music came to mind for a completely different hymn. And so, sadly, he didn't live to see his music set to Katharine Bates' poem. He died in 1903, and it was the music and the poem came together in 1904, but she did live to see her poem and his music become a national treasure. And it is one of our national treasures. All of our patriotic songs are treasures to us because they mean so much to us. And I want to try to play these two verses. The first one, she talks about for amber waves of grain, and she was inspired to write that line from the wheat fields of Kansas. And she said, for purple mountain majesties, that came from standing atop Pike's Peak and looking down on the Great Plains. And then in verse 4, she talks about thine alabaster cities gleam, and that came from being at the World's Fair in Chicago. It's just amazing how the circumstances feed into the lyrics of the songs that these songwriters write and then pass down to us to enjoy. Sometimes, like this song, years after it was written, we're still singing it. So anyway, we're going to sing America the Beautiful. Let's see if I can just get a feel. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. And then let's go to the fourth verse. O beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities gleam undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Well, I hope that a huge sense of patriotism has welled up in your heart as it has mine. I hope that it will prompt us to pray much in the days ahead as we face this election that will really, we say that every election's important, and they all have been, but this, our American heritage is really at stake in this election. So let's pray that God will move and restore us to where we were at one time when our country was first founded, how it was established on Christian principles, and how you and I have come to value those principles and the freedoms that we've enjoyed for so long. And I want to keep them. And I want to see our country turn back to God. And I believe that God is going to use Prayer March 2020 that happened in Washington, D.C. last Saturday. I believe he is going to spread those prayers that were prayed throughout the country to make a difference in the next few weeks in our country. I believe that prayer works. I believe that when God's people pray, he hears and he will answer. And I pray that we will be faithful to pray and watch to see how he's going to move and work. So until next time, we'll just say, let's stay in the Word. Let's stay connected to God in prayer. Let's keep a singing for Jesus is the song in our hearts. God bless you.